Special address, ladies and gentlemen, on harmonizing talent, knowledge, and profit in today's workplace. I'd like you to please put your hands together as I welcome to the stage Subramanian Ramadorai, Chairman, Karmayogi Bharat, Padma Bhushan Awardee, former Managing Director and CEO TCS, former Chairman National Skill Development Corporation. Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise and welcome to the stage Subramanian Ramadorai. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? I'm delighted to be here amongst the HR leaders, and let me thank ET for inviting me. Platforms like this are fantastic for deliberating and discussing matters concerning human capabilities. This is especially true and crucial when transformation is rapid. There's a considerable discussion about technology's impact on every aspect of our organizations. We need to address these with the right information, data, and of course, research to not only benefit our HR professionals, but also the industry and more importantly, the nation at large. The theme as set by ET now, harmonizing talent, knowledge, and profit in today's workplace is very thematic and appropriate. Throughout my life, be it while building TCS to what it is today, or in subsequent roles, and I've always practiced and dealt with what I consider the most important asset, namely the human capital, and how to maximize their potential for the nation, organization, and the individual. Questions that resonate across boardrooms and cubicles alike: how do we energize our teams and a global workforce towards a common purpose? How do we foster collaboration and commitment to excellence? My conclusion after 50 plus years of being a part of TCS and the Tata Group is, it happens when HR and businesses are fully integrated and administrative functions are pushed to the back end through extensive technology intervention. Seamless integration with the business, customers, and suppliers is the key, which is the reason for what the Tata Group and TCS is today. I carried out major transformation at TCS as CEO and MD from the year 1996 to 2009. I joined the organization in 1972 when I came from abroad and reformed human resource function as part of building a career at TCS. Again, during my association with the National Skill Development Mission, when Dr. Manmohan Singh, the then Prime Minister of India, invited me to chair it, now I have another important mission, namely the mission Karmayogi Bharat, of which Dr. Santrup Mishra was also a part before he went to Odisha, and our current Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, where we are transforming the Indian civil services through extensive competency building, which I will touch at a little later stage of the talk. I think suffice it to say that my connection with people and the HR function has only strengthened over the years. As I said, I joined the Tata Group in 1972 when I left a high-paying job in the US in the 1970s. Many of my friends who stayed back in the US thought I was making a wrong move, but it proved deeply rewarding both personally and professionally. I became a part of an organization committed not just to business ventures, but one that pioneered worker welfare initiatives before any laws ratified them. Customers and suppliers were part of an extended ecosystem, also included academic institutions and the research organization, essentially creating an ecosystem of a sort. And all of you may be aware that the founder of the Tata Group, Jamshedji Tata, offered his people shorter working hours, well-ventilated workplaces, creche for new mothers, pension fund for employees, provident fund, accident compensation, and gratuity long before they were statutory in the West. In an 1895 Empress Mill speech, Jamshed Tata said, and I quote, "We do not claim to be more unselfish, more generous, or more philanthropic than other people. But we think we started on sound and straightforward business principles, considering the interests of the shareholders, our own, and the health and welfare of the employees, the sure foundation for our prosperity." This forward-thinking mindset not only helped the Tata Group attract and retain exceptional talent, but also laid the foundation for what we now recognize as strategic HR, a practice that harmonizes business success with employee welfare and, of course, societal progress. Putting community as a stakeholder, promoting gender diversity, and building an inclusive workforce became intrinsic to our organizational ethos. And of course, we in TCS were influenced by these values. Allow me to spend a few minutes to touch upon how we shaped our HR practices during my time as CEO and MD, like I said, from 1996 to 2009. During this period, we experienced unprecedented growth, hiring not in hundreds or thousands, but in tens of thousands annually. At a peak, we hired about 50,000 people a year. This rapid expansion demanded a complete reimagining of our human resource function. Our existing HR department, which had served 5,000 strong organization, was primarily a back office administrative system. This was typical for companies at the time. It played little role in talent acquisition or strategic workplace planning. I realized we needed an outside-in approach, one that looked beyond internal processes to focus on creating value in the marketplace. I brought in one Mr. S. Padmanabhan, known as Paddy in the HR circles, who had extensive consulting and project experience across various geographies, to relook at HR as the mainline function. It stemmed from our belief that HR is not just about HR, it's about understanding the business, customers, and how our people can deliver value. HR professionals were trained in programming, project management, and IT fundamentals. Paddy's operational experience gave him unique insights into matching the right talent with the right projects, minimizing bench time, and directly impacting our bottom line. This is what competency building is all about. We transformed every aspect of HR, be it productivity improvement, talent retention, talent acquisition, succession planning, or leadership development, or more importantly, complete integration with the business. To address this talent acquisition, we broadened our recruitment beyond premier institutes. We even looked beyond engineering colleges, which were a disruption of its kind at the time. We launched a program called Ignite to bring science and math graduates into the information technology arena. This was grounded in the belief that talent is not exclusive to any social class. TCS Ignite has shown that with the right training, science graduates can gain the skills needed for the IT sector, creating new talent sources for the industry's growth. We also recruited at that time LCE, LMEs, etc., which were the diploma programs among the ITIs, the polytechnics, etc. This also underscores our commitment to social transformation, spreading economic benefits of IT growth to students from all corners of the country. I might highlight an aspect of our growth that I'm particularly proud of. We created a robust framework for talent acquisition, training, evaluation, and deployment, setting new benchmarks in the industry. We never engaged in poaching talent from other companies. I repeat, we never engaged in poaching talent from other companies. While we welcomed applications from all sources, our focus was on building our team organically. This approach was not just a policy, but a reflection of our core values. By doing so, we were not just shaping our workforce, but also creating a talent for the nation. Similarly, we address attrition systematically, examining it end-to-end rather than reacting impulsively. We rather address the root cause of attrition and made the interventions that were appropriate, including accepting attrition was bound to be there depending upon the market dynamics and the experience they gained in an organization like ours. For learning and development, we established a state-of-the-art learning center in Trivandrum. and embrace technology for continuous accessible learning, or what we call anytime, anywhere, on-demand learning. This was, this was not just for new recruits. We extended these opportunities to prospective employees as well, creating a pipeline of ready talent. Over the years, our L&D approach has evolved from physical to digital and from structure to on-demand. Today, any associate can train anytime, any place, anywhere, and any duration. On one side, while we are trying to get the right talent, I brought in a chief transformation officer, which was very new at that time, to look at building the right systems and communicate the right messages so that everyone was aligned to that. So as much about talent as it is about systems and processes, we created, I'm talking about the late 80s, a unified digital platform for all employees called Ultimatrix, including tools for knowledge sharing like Nomax and self-service HR functions. And this has brought together 600,000 employees from 153 nationalities, making seamless exchange of information and knowledge possible. More importantly, it fostered a shared purpose where every employee was aligned to understanding and purpose. By developing these systems, shaping our culture, and instilling a can-do attitude, we achieved outstanding results across projects and customers. And I don't want to go into the results for anyone to see in terms of what we have done over the years. We understood how important it was to keep employees engaged, so we started a program called My3, which was my wife Mala's brainchild to connect employees and their families. What began as a support for young professionals and their spouses, especially those relocating, evolved into a vibrant community, promoting personal growth, cultural exchange, and social responsibility. My3's success reinforced my belief that sometimes in a large organization, you need to nurture new ideas like startups, supporting them until they can stand on their own. We prioritized leadership development through mentoring, role rotation, and succession planning, creating well-rounded leaders, essential for our international expansion. As we grew globally, we adopted our HR practices to local contexts while maintaining our core values with a strong focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. TCS now today has over 35% of women in the workforce. Our success was built on three pillars: leadership stability, customer focus, and genuine care for our associates. The biggest success of this transformational exercise was winning over the managers and persuading them that HR managers were essential partners in their growth. To me, this was a litmus test of complete HR integration with the business. This came from a fundamental belief that our people are not just our most important asset, not just our most important asset, they are also our customers' most important asset. One of the most tangible results of our HR transformation was evident during our IPO in 2004, which was one of the largest IPOs in the country at that time. The offering was oversubscribed several times over, but what is truly interesting is what the investors were really buying into. They were not investing in our physical assets, namely our campuses, our software, or mainframes, or computers. Instead, they were investing our collective knowledge, skills, ideas, and talent. I believe the future of HR lies in its ability to bridge the gap between human potential and business performance. This means going beyond traditional HR functions to becoming the true architects of organizational capabilities. HR leaders must be good at using data analytics to drive decision-making, leveraging AI and automation to enhance productivity, and creating agile workforce models that can quickly adapt to changing business needs. Almost all administrative functions, be it leave, travel, payroll, rules, regulations, medical health, counseling, can be a part of a human plus machine or AI collaboration, and that's where the direction of any of these functions are moving. As to the nature of work itself and its changes, with the remote and gig work becoming more prevalent, HR will need to reimagine employee engagement, learning and development, and performance management. The challenge essentially would be to maintain a strong organizational culture and a sense of belonging to an increasing virtual and distributed work environment. When we knew of projects which are all distributed over multiple geographies, And this is becoming the norm as international expansion or within the domestic expansion takes place at multiple locations. Startup acquisition and workforce integration has also become a norm. Smaller companies get integrated into the larger one, but how to leverage their capabilities and retain their exclusive capabilities must be one of the challenges and must be practiced. Sustainability and social responsibility will also become increasingly important. As we have seen, employees today expect their organization to have a positive impact on society. HR will play a crucial role in embedding these values into the organizational DNA and ensuring that business practices align with societal expectations. Our motto at TCS was that even if someone decided to leave, they become great ambassadors of TCS and its values. This is evident in the case of TCS Alumni Association called Fortes, of former TCSers who carry the value of once TCSer, always a TCSer, and we are willing to come back and are willing to come back and contribute to numerous social causes as a group, which is one of the strongest groups today. The shift requires HR to challenge long-held assumptions. For instance, the idea that HR's primary customer is the employee. While employee well-being is crucial, the ultimate goal is to create value for customers and stakeholders, including communities. What is the most important that an HR business leader can give an employee? It's not just a sense of belief or an ability to become better or a feeling of belonging, although these are all extremely important. The most valuable gift an HR leader can provide is a company that succeeds. Let me share with you how these principles are being put into practice in India's one of the most ambitious projects or initiatives called the Karmayogi Bharat. It's reimagining the future of Indian civil service, transitioning from a rule-based public servants to a role-based system with the goal of creating a more efficient and responsible service for the country. This is not just about administrative reforms. It is about building human capability on a national scale. We have built a digital platform with excellent content to enable anytime, anywhere learning for public servants. And the ultimate test is the citizens at large who are going to be benefiting from the competency of the civil servants. We are applying here many of the principles that I just spoke. A competency-based approach rather than focusing only on qualifications, technology, integration, continuous learning, stakeholder focus, breaking silos by encouraging cross-department collaboration and knowledge sharing, etc. I think this experience with Karmayogi Bharat reinforces my belief that HR, when strategically positioned and empowered, can be a powerful force for organizational as well as societal transformation. As you leave here today, ask yourself these three questions. How can I drive value for our customers and communities through our people practices? How can I align my HR strategies more closely with our business goals and integrate into business function itself? How can I leverage human capability to the fullest extent? The workforce must be empowered with the right tools and attitude of quality consciousness, excellence, and a can-do mindset. The path ahead will be challenging, but the potential rewards for our organization, for our employees, and our society are immense. The future of work is being shaped now, and HR has the opportunity to lead this transformation. India, if it has to aspirationally be a Vishwaguru, the practices, attitude, sense of purpose must be exhibited, shared, and of course, practiced. Let me leave you with a thought from Jamshedji Tata that encapsulates the broader impact of our work. In a free enterprise, the community is not just another stakeholder in business, but is in fact the very purpose of its existence. As HR leaders, you have the power and responsibility to create value not just for our organization, but for the society at large. Thank you for inviting me, and it's a great forum. All the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.